What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Johnny on the track here. And this is a fun one because we got the betting show for the Clash dropping this week. We've obviously got Daytona coming up in 2 weeks. But in between all that fun, we've got a very special guest on the channel this week. We've got a young rising star, in my opinion, and this is Parker, this is gonna kill me because I can't tell you how many times I've said the Xfinity series, like planning in the last like however many years. But we've got a rising star in the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts series, hailing all the way from Wisconsin. You know him as Parker Retzlaff. Parker, appreciate you coming on, dude. I'm so happy I get to chat with you. Really enjoy watching you race and kind of going up through the ranks. So, like again, just thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me. And yeah, the Xfinity to O'Reilly change has been kind of big for everyone. I know I've caught a few people saying it. It was, still being stuck in the Xfinity. It's just you're so used to saying that after so many years of their support in the series. So, but I think it's going to be a good change and a lot of fun to switch into the O'Reilly and into their brand and have hopefully their support for years to come in the series. And then in a couple of years, everyone will get used to saying that again.
I think so. I think so. It's funny. I was telling my girlfriend, like, as I was like preparing for everything, and I was like, yeah, and I gotta like train my brain. It used to be the Xfinity series, now it's like the O'Reilly Auto Parts series, and immediately she just goes, oh, 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 right. I'm like, are they gonna make you guys do that every time somebody like gets interviewed? That would be pretty funny.
So yeah, that's so at a production day, their one of their questions is whatever every driver thought should be the thing for this year of during interviews. And also it'll be probably posted on NASCAR social media at some point, but they had all the drivers sing the O'Reilly song. So I think it'll probably be a pretty funny clip just to see, how everyone did it and just, it'll probably be something funny to see.
A little behind the scenes there. You heard it here first from Parker Retzlaff. All right, dude, let's get into some of the fun stuff here. So, last year you're at Alpha Prime. 2 years prior, you with Jordan Anderson. You really make a name for yourself. That's kind of how I, saw you come onto the scene was that second year in Jordan Anderson, which we'll get to. But you got a new opportunity this year, brand new opportunity, number 99 Chevrolet for Viking Motorsports. So. I guess like what do you feel like as a team are your expectations this year? And on top of that, just talk to me a little bit about why you feel like this is probably the right opportunity for you at this moment in time.
Yeah, I mean, I just think Viking has a lot of the same goals and everyone is kind of in the same spot, I think, in what they want to do. So it wasn't, set in stone that I was going to go to Viking until, late in the year, but it's overall been the best opportunity I've ever had through the off season, the most fun I've had through an off season of just working with new guys and some old guys that I've known in the past and worked with and then having Danny, who has a lot of experience from the engineering and now crew chief side of the garage and being in the Cup Series and now the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. And I think that there's a lot of knowledge in the shop from older guys who are kind of just, going to just shop guys and watching over everything. And then also just a lot of new knowledge in both cars we have in our both Viking cars. So I think that it'll be a very good year. And I think my goals are, I think everyone has their a little bit different goals of what they want, but I would love to just be a team that can fight for top tens every week and just stay consistent all year and just try and keep building every week.
I think that's a perfect segue into my next question. But I do want to ask because you mentioned like having fun. And to be honest, like I've seen some of the content. It seems like you and Anthony Alfredo like are a good duo, a good match. Energy's high. Like I'm a New England guy, so I root for Anthony Alfredo. He's obviously from Ridgefield, Connecticut. What's it been like, getting to know Anthony and again, just kind of like that atmosphere where every time I've seen a clip from you guys or that team, it just feels like the energy is high. It really does.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the fact of that, everyone is, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all a team together and you have to have fun. I mean, there's so much work that even, or the guys do. I think, the mechanics and people at the shop that do so much more work behind the scenes that you don't see. So I told Viking one of my favorite things is seeing when they do stuff with the guys in the shop. I think that's really cool. It's just kind of more behind the scenes things. 'Cause you don't see, I mean, usually you just see drivers or even maybe crew chiefs, but I think when you get the behind the scenes of the guys who actually, are working there every day from, for 12 hours a day, I think is really cool to see that. And overall, I think it's just you got to have fun, especially when we're on the road for 33 weeks and we start the season and go 17 straight. So you can get burnt out quick, and you can also just try and have as much fun on the road because there's going to be weekends where it's not the best, and you just got to try and stay level and just have fun. So that's been my biggest thing is like through all my years is just trying to make sure all the guys are having fun, even if we didn't have a good day at the racetrack.
Yeah, I mean, this sport, drivers have said it for years and years. And I think, like, honestly, even just like being around like the industry and getting to interview so many different people since I've started this sport can humble you quickly. Like, it humbles you so quickly. And you could go from having like the best day in a great car and you feel like, nothing can go wrong. And then you're wiped out by somebody else's mistakes for two, three, four races in a row. So I love that, man. I think that's the right attitude to go about it. I want to go back to your last point. You mentioned consistency, right? Like fighting for top tens, trying to be consistent. That seems like, based on this new format, like that's going to be the name of the game, is to be consistent, to fight and claw for top 15s, top 10s, and just stay around. I mean, we only get 12 in the again the O'Reilly Auto Parts series. So what do you obviously they announced this new format, which I'm a big fan of. Tell me a little bit about, kind of your thoughts around the new format and kind of like your mindset around how you feel like to perform well, what you have to do behind the wheel.
No, I mean, I think it's going to make it a little bit different because the guys that have already won a race. I think you've seen kind of in the chase or, the old format. I think you just kind of seen they could get complacent with you. Like you're already locked in. So if you have a bad day, there's no point in trying to even get that extra point because, you don't really need it. Like you're already locked in. And then when the playoff starts, then it's when you kind of start racing that way. But now I think you're going to start to see all year, you're going to see a little bit more fighting for those, three extra points every week. And rather it is, I mean, every point is going to matter at the end of the day. I mean, you know that when you get to the playoff cut line of who's going to make it on points, it's going to be a couple points. So every point's going to matter every week, and I think you're just going to see people fighting a lot harder. Rather, it might not even be for a top 10 or anything like that, but just people that have bad days, I think you're going to fight a little bit harder to try and get a few extra points just to, because you have to be consistent. I mean, you can lose so much in one week. So I think it's just gonna be cool to see the consistency part and everyone just fighting for those couple extra points.
That honestly, that's a fascinating point, and one that I literally have not thought about. Is you're right, because you definitely could get complacent. Let's say you win the Daytona 500 and like you're locked into the playoffs. Like I feel like the last few years it was like, oh well, we have the win in our back pocket. We could try like different things, try
Yep.
different setups, be a little bit more aggressive. And at this point, it's like you got to be aggressive and find it every week. It maybe not as much kind of testing and again, like the learning has to go like within the race right on the fly, and that's kind of where the adaptation is. So that's a fascinating point. Overall, like are you put the driver aside from like a fan's perspective, do you feel like this is kind of the right move and where NASCAR needs to go?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I've seen everyone from the fans' perspective thinks the same way. I think the format we have, I think you could say it adds more chaos, but I think you're just gonna see I think you're just gonna see it throughout the whole year. Like it's just gonna it's gonna be the same thing basically. It's just not gonna reset every round or, something like that. So
Hmm.
I think it'll be cool to see, and I think that NASCAR's listened to what the people wanted and are working in the right direction. So I think that it's also going to make stuff a little bit different because the plate races that I feel like some people felt like that was their only chance to win on the year, they're not going to, go for as much because it's not just win or nothing.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think consistency is gonna be the name of the game. Like so many people want to win these super speedway races, and that's great. But you're in fifth, sixth, like you might be happy with a fifth or sixth based on like just pointing your way in and finding, as many points as you can throughout the year. So I want to go back to something I said earlier. So I really saw you come onto the scene. I think it was your first year at Jordan Anderson, or sorry, second year at Jordan Anderson. So 2024, that would have been. And I'm watching at that time, the Xfinity Series qualifying, and I see your name at the top of the board on qualifying, and you win a pole. And I'm like, whoa, like, who's this guy? And how he just won a pole in a Jordan Anderson equipment car? And then you do it again later in the season. You win a second pole. So that opened my eyes like, okay, this kid has some talent. Like this kid can race. So when you think of that series and you've got veterans like Al Geyer and Eric Almirola and like, Joe Gibbs Racing and JR Motorsports and RCR, when you just think of you put all the equipment behind you and say, let's just look at these guys on a talent standpoint, where do you see yourself purely on talent stacked up against, your peers in the O'Reilly Auto Parts series?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I would. I mean, I think that I still have a lot to learn. I think those guys have the experience, and I think that you see it at some points, but I also think that qualifying has been a very good strong suit for me. So
Hmm.
I know going back to what you said about winning a pole in the Jordan Anderson car, it made me very confident in a lot of things. So, I mean, I don't know where I would rank myself in talent, but I feel like I have the confidence myself that I can do it if given the right opportunity. And I
Yeah.
think that Viking is the right opportunity to go run top five. And if we do everything correct on a weekend, which is how this series is, you have to do everything correct on a weekend if you want to win. So that's minimizing mistakes on pit road, and that's minimizing mistakes from me, and also just good changes all day. But I think there's a lot going to be some good chances for us to run up front and compete for a win. So I think that qualifying is my biggest strong suit, just because just I
Hang it
just
out
like to
there. Yeah.
I like to go for it all, but I think it's also a big confidence thing. Like my team I had in 2024 at Jordan Anderson Racing was probably the closest I've been with a whole group of guys on my team. I mean, I still talk to every single one of them on a basically I would tell you daily basis.
Hmm.
My car chief from that point is now my car chief at Viking, so there's a little bit of familiarity there, and I think that it's just a lot of stuff that I think is gonna make me very confident this year. And just my plan is to try and get another one.
Yes, sir.
I lost one last year to Connor at Rockingham by a
Yep.
thousandth of a second, and that one hurt a little bit. But
Well, so let's talk about Rock Game because I had that down in my sheet here. What was it? First of all, that's like crazy that you lost by that close for the pole on such a historic racetrack. But again, it just like I just saw these flashes from you, and I said to myself, like, this is a name I need to remember because again, this guy can see like, he can obviously race with the big names out there. What was it about Rockingham when you went there that just like you were fired on all cylinders from really the start of the weekend to the end of the weekend? You end up finishing second, and then you actually end up tied for the most points. You had 44 points, which was the most throughout the end of the day. So what was it about that racetrack, which is a tough racetrack? Casey Kane's in the field. Talk to me about that kind of weekend and just how it was all going.
yeah, I mean, I don't even really know what it was. I've never been there before. We went to the tests last
Ooh.
January, and we showed up with a really good car then, and it just, I think like I said, it's a big confidence thing. So we showed up with a good car, and we were really good in practice, and we felt like there was still stuff we could work on. So, I mean, I actually, the biggest thing is like my Martinsville pole. We did a lot of sim for going up to Martinsville. It was a playoff race. So everyone was showing up with their best to go to Phoenix, and my car chief, who's now with me at Viking, his name's Tucker, and I had an interior guy named Caleb, who are still some of my best friends. I told them on Tuesday before that Martinsville race that I was going to go qualify in the pole race, and
Wow.
they told me that I better not let them down on saying something like that.
All right, that's like Babe
So
Ruth right there. Babe
So it
Ruth
was
calling
it
his
was really
shot.
cool to have it happen. And then one of the guys I had at Jordan's the first 2 years, I was talking to him on Rockingham. on Rockingham race day or qualifying day, I guess. And I
Hmm.
told him as I walked by him that I was going to qualify in the pole, and I lost it by 1,000. So that one hurt a lot. So
Oh
it's just
man.
I think a big confidence thing in myself, feeling like I have the car to do it, and I just need to put it together and do it.
That's awesome. I mean, again, that's such a key in this sport from just what you hear from these interviews and talking to so many people is like, again, this sport can humble you quick, but when you have that confidence, like it just takes you to a that next level. So I can't wait, man. I cannot wait to see you go do it this season. I want to talk about, and you've probably mentioned this or talked about this, who knows how many times, but I want to go back to August 24th, 2024. Maybe you know the date at this point. That's the Daytona race, where, you're right there going for a win. Harrison Burton's in front of you. Kyle Busch is right there. The angle that I want to take, I feel like, is one maybe that like you might not have talked about or have been asked. But first of all, my 2 cents on that, when that was kind of a big topic of all that going on, was the fan. For me, a fan, if I'm in your shoes, a 20-year-old kid at Daytona, Kyle Busch is like right next to me, and I see the finish line and the checkered flag, and I'm going for a win. I don't care what the hell is going to happen. I'm going to try my best to go for a win. So that's my 2 cents. I feel like most of the fans would agree with me on that. But the angle I want to take was when that, like, kind of all those conversations and that chatter is happening on like Twitter and Instagram and the media and podcasts. Like, did at any point it ever kind of waver your confidence or put you in a rough patch or give you a different mindset behind the wheel, or you kind of just, brush it off your shoulder?
Yeah, I mean, I would tell you that I didn't for sure didn't brush it off my shoulders. I had a lot of people, from inside the garage and just, everyone, not people who support me or anything like that. I mean, that was the biggest thing. Like, never, nobody, I guess, fully understands it. Like, everyone who supported my whole racing career is there to see me. My first cup race at Daytona. I felt
I
like I
mean,
gave my shot to win. Like it was a very happy day, but like, yeah, I mean, I went on social media after the race and it was, there's a lot of people who I guess agreed with me, but there was also a lot of people who had nothing but just negative things to say, and I was just getting DMs and stuff. So I uh I ended up going back to my sponsor or the Funkway owner's house in Florida, right near the track, and yeah, I got completely off my phone because there was nothing but just a lot more. I mean, there was probably positivity, but I seen nothing but a lot of just negative things. So the best thing for me was to just get off my phone and not look at it and just go through the next few days. And I mean, I don't say that it hurt my confidence at all, but I still had a lot of people who stood behind me and everything. And I think the fans made it seem like it was a lot bigger of a deal than it was from the behind the scenes stuff. I think that they made a lot of assumptions that weren't really correct.
yeah, I mean, again, like I just I sometimes try to like put myself in the position of a driver. Again, a 20-year-old kid who is racing at Daytona for the first time in a cup car, like on the second row, like late in it's
Yeah.
just
And
like,
it, and
come
I mean,
on.
one thing I will say is I felt like, I mean, my thought on the whole thing was truly looking back on it, like I feel like I did what I should have done.
Yeah.
But my biggest worry was I didn't want to in that race cause a wreck or do something that made me look, I guess you could say, make myself look stupid or look dumb in the moment. Like there's the most people I ever raced in front of at Daytona, a cup race right before the playoffs. Like I didn't want to be the person who caused a big wreck in a race like that. So I was very careful the whole race until it came down to that last moment where I felt like I had a chance. And I mean, I did. I basically, finished second or I would have finished second or, had a chance at the win if I just clear the eight on the bottom. So there's a lot of what ifs in this sport. There's a lot of, game of inches. And I mean, it's the same thing at Rockingham. It's so many times that I feel like I've been close. Like, I mean, the Rockingham race, if you go back and watch the video, I pulled out line to pass Sammy down the front straightaway and
Hmm.
just didn't get there. And come to find out, I would have won the Rockingham race. So
Big year though. This is it. This is it. You're gonna get in that win column. I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it. How about 5 years from now? I know maybe that's a long way out, but where does Parker see himself in 5 years?
yeah, I mean, I would love to say that I will be cup driver and all that stuff, but I think that there's a lot of stuff that I still have to do before I can feel like I'm at the point where I should be cup racing. So I want to try and win some O'Reilly Auto Parts races and hopefully compete for a championship before then. And I still am not one of these people who feels like I'm in a big rush. I'm only 22, and
Mhm.
there's still plenty of time to go cup racing. So I'm not one of these people that feels like I need to be in a cup car by 23 years old or I'm behind.
No, not at all. Not at all. And like I said, I mean, I think you have a lot of fans supporting you. I know everybody that's going to be watching this show is going to be watching you and supporting you. I'm from New England, so again, we got a big New England following that I think we found a nice O'Reilly Auto Parts Series driver to root for this year. Um, I wanted to also, um, how about one thing that maybe nobody in the garage, not many fans know about Parker Retzlaff? One fun fact that, maybe nobody knows.
I guess I would say my one fun fact. I could ask this a little, like probably a week ago in an interview, but I guess my one fun fact would be that I wrestled as a kid or growing up.
Wow, okay. What were you good? What
I was okay. I'm not gonna tell you that I was a state champion wrestler or anything, but it was definitely something that I enjoyed doing and just kind of gave it up to go racing.
on your Wikipedia it says you enjoy playing basketball. Is that true?
Yeah, I do. I'm just I wouldn't tell you that I'm also very good at that either, but I do
All right.
actually enjoy the sport.
Bucks fan or
Yes, I would say I'm a Bucks fan.
okay.
I
All
have a
right.
little bit of a my NFL and like I would say football is my favorite sport, like outside of racing. Or I guess I'm a big like I like UFC and that
Yep.
stuff.
Nice.
So that's like I guess say number one. If I could watch anything, it would be like UFC type stuff. But I'm a Vikings fan, which is kind of
Okay.
weird being from Wisconsin.
All right.
So there's a little bit of a funny story behind that. So when I was growing up, my great grandma, uh, she was a huge Packers fan. Like
Okay.
she had just Packers stuff and all that. She was a huge Packers fan, but I refused to root with her on all like family events or anything. And she hated the Vikings, so I picked to be a Vikings fan just to root against her. And I've just
Wow.
stuck with it.
Jeez, Graham, come on. No, we obviously we got a big one in next weekend. I'm a Pats fan, die hard. Grew up through the Brady years and now we've got Drake May. So yeah, that's obviously my number one is rooting for the Pats. And funny enough, you mentioned UFC. I got a bunch of UFC cards hanging around right in front of me here, but die hard Gaethje fan. That's me. I love, love, love Justin Gaethje. So to watch him last
S-
weekend take down Patty. Hopefully, maybe you're a Patty fan. I like Patty too, but Gaethje is my guy. He's my guy.
See, I'm not the biggest Patty fan.
Okay.
I have a friend who we were in an argument all week about who was gonna win, and I told him that Patty had no chance, and
Yeah, let's
so it
go.
felt a little good to see it work out in my favor. But if I had to pick one fighter, I guess half bandwagon, but I love John Jones.
Yeah,
If I
that's
could
okay.
meet if I could meet one fighter, it would definitely be John Jones.
That is totally okay. I didn't even know, but like I look back now, I'm like, man, wow, those were pretty cool. I had these red and black Nikes with the swoosh was gold, and they were his shoes. They came out with like a John Bones Jones like Nike shoe.
That's sick.
It was sick. And I've looked them up and like I can barely find them anymore to buy, but I had them growing up. They were so cool. You gotta look
Yeah,
them up when you get a
that
chance.
would be the one person that I would say I want to meet. But I also, part of me is like, I might one of these is going to be his last fight, and maybe we've already seen his last fight.
We
So,
we may have we very
and I think that's
yeah.
just the thing as you get older, you realize that the people that you like are kind of, you know,
There they
they go
go.
out and retire, and then you got to find somebody new.
It's crazy. I mean, yeah, being like a Pats fan and it just like yeah, John Jones is a good example of you really like you really get to appreciate it after when once you
Yeah.
realize like, oh, this guy's gone. Like I'm not gonna see this guy play quarterback again, or like right now with John Jones, like, am I ever gonna see this guy fight again? He's still not even 40 years old. And like he's still in his physical prime. And what was it, 2 years ago? I think it was Gone was it against? Like literally
Stipe was his last fight.
Steep, yeah, and like, messed him up, and it's like, God, like, are we gonna get to see this greatness again?
Yeah, I would say that I would say like newest fighter that I like is Joshua Van. I watched him
Okay.
on his first UFC prelim fight, and I just liked how much he just threw punches and was just, involved. And then to see him just kind of followed him until he won his title was really kind of cool. And I would tell you, my new fighter that's that kind of active.
There it is. Look at this. Wow, we learned something big today with Parker Retzlaff. He's a diehard UFC fan. I love it. I love it. Yeah, we got a good card this weekend. I told you, man, I told you we were gonna do one more thing before we wrap this up. So I don't know if you've seen this floating around social media, but there's this game that I watch. I forget the name of the podcast that they do it on, but essentially there'll be like four of them, two of them, whatever, and they'll count to three, and they just both randomly like shout out and this one it's NFL player or an athlete, and
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
10 lives to try to get on the same page somehow. So what we're gonna do is there's gonna be a delay. So I think after I say one, I'm gonna wait a second. You maybe as soon as I say one, you can shout yours out. All right. So we're gonna get 10 lives. All right. I'm gonna put it right here. 10 lives. And we're gonna try to do it with the same NASCAR driver. All
Okay.
right. Any NASCAR driver. Okay. So 10 lives. As soon as I say one, you can shout yours. I'm gonna
Okay.
probably wait a second because I think there's gonna be a delay. We'll figure it out after probably the first two. All right. Okay. I know where I'm going. All right. You ready?
Yep.
Three, two, one.
Kyle Larson.
Casey King. Okay. All right. Wow. This is pretty good,
Okay. Okay.
actually.
Okay. 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 Okay.
All right. I feel like we might be there on the second one. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Three, two, one.
Jeff
Christopher Bell.
Gordon.
Oh shoot.
I
I
thought Je
I
I
went
thought Jeff
dirt
Gordon because he was teammates and then
with
Jeff's so involved with Kyle.
I went the dirt route. I went the dirt route.
Okay. Who do we have now? Christopher Bell and Jeff Gordon. Oh no. Oh no.
Jeez, I have no clue how we're gonna get.
We might have to circle
We
back to the
have to
start.
get a reset. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Um, Man. All right. Who was my first one?
Casey Kane.
Was it Casey Kane?
Casey
Okay.
Kane and then
Okay. All
Christopher
right.
Bell.
All right. All right. We'll circle. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Three, two, one. Mark
Jimmy
Mark.
Johnson.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we got it. We got it now. We got it
I
now.
do we?
Yeah, we got it now. We got it now. Come on now. Let's meet in the middle. Let's meet in the middle. Let's go. You got it. Ready?
I don't think I do.
Come on now. Come on now.
Okay, wait. Who we have?
I just said Mark Martin, and you just said Jimmy Johnson, and we mentioned Casey Kane, and you said Jeff Gordon. Come
Holy.
on, we got to meet in the middle, man. It's right there for you.
All
Come
right.
on. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Three, two, one. Dale
Jimmy Johnson.
Jr. Oh, wait. Hold on. I should have said that. We can't recycle the same names.
Oh,
That's all right. That's all right.
see, I'm
Wow. Now this is tough. All right, that's five. We got five lives left. All right, so I just said you basically had a no kind of a cutout guess, but we'll take it from Jimmy Johnson. I said Dale Jr. God almighty, what the heck else is still left around there?
I feel like I'm gonna go back to the reset here.
In what way? You going back to the
Uh,
first?
no, I'm just gonna pick a new name and we're gonna
Okay. All right.
All
Um,
right,
okay. Three, two, one. Joey
Chris
Logano.
Buescher.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Here it is. Easy. Easy.
Wait, Chris Buescher, Joey Logano.
Yep.
This game's stressing me out.
I know it's tough, right? What
Chris
line?
Buescher, Joey Logano.
There's two routes we can go. I hope you're on the same page as me.
I'm probably not.
Go, it's right there. Come on. Come on, man. It's right
This
there.
game's stressing me out. Okay, Chris Buescher, Joey Logano.
Chris Buescher, Joey Logano. Chris Buescher, Joey Logano.
No, you're stressing me out more.
Come on. Come on. All right. Ready?
No. Okay. I'm just shooting in the dark. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, you've got it. Three, two, one.
Denny
Brad
Hamlin.
Keselowski. Brad. Teammates with Joey, teammates with Chris. All right. So
Yeah,
what?
but
Denny Hamlin.
I feel like I can't remember like when they who they were all teammates with growing up.
That's fair. All right. You just said Denny Hamlin. We have three lives left
Wait, who did you say? Denny Hamlin and
in Brad Keselowski. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is yeah. I mean, this is a shot in the dark, but
we
I
can't
see.
say anyone we've already said.
I
So there's
know.
14 people we have already said.
I see something there. I see something of how those two
Uh,
could come together in a certain way.
I need to like pull up a list of like drivers' names, dude. Holy. Just wait.
Parker Retzlaff has needed. He's got to get
I do.
shots
I
in.
like this game is like
It's
the
tough.
stressful game
No,
I
it
ever
is.
played.
It is. It is. It is. I thought we
Okay.
were there early. Mm.
I should have said Brad. Brad is one of the first NASCAR drivers I ever talked to.
I felt like that one was there. I felt like that one was there. I'll be honest.
Okay, what do we say now?
So I said Brad, you said Denny. I see a connecting point somehow between those
Brad
two.
and Denny.
All right, ready? We're going for it.
Yeah, not really. No, I'm not ready.
Three, two, one. Carl Edwards.
I was gonna say Austin Cindric.
Oh wow. I don't know how that.
I don't know either. I told you I was shooting in the dark.
All right, well, hold on. You said Austin Cindric. We got two lives left. You said Austin Cindric.
This
I
game,
said
we need to play this game again, but this is
it's tough, right? This is a new. This is a Viking Motorsports has some content in the next couple
we
weeks to
actually
play
I
this
actually
game.
do need I do need to tell him we should play this, but
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
like I need a full roster list of drivers that have ever raced, dude.
Shoot. All
Oh.
right. So Austin Cindric. Wow, that one was. I was not expecting that. All right. I mean, I'll just.
Austin Cindric and who?
Uh, Carl Edwards.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm gonna lean into the Cindric. That's my hint here.
okay.
Three, two, one.
Ryan
Ryan
Blaney.
Blaney. Let's go. There it is. Come on. Wow. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, that is the most. Yeah, that game is.
We won. I mean that
We won, but we
ninth
were,
try. Not bad. Not bad.
no, I'm telling you, we need to we
Ah.
do a whole, we'll do a whole other interview in it'll, maybe a few months or something, and we need to
You'd
try
be like,
again.
boom, come on. You should be on the same
We
page as
need
me.
a
That was
whole
good.
list.
That was awesome, man. That was a lot of fun. Wow, that you threw me in a loop. What
I threw myself
Sin?
for a loop.
I was like, where the hell did that come from? Sin.
I needed this right here, dude. I got a list now.
Racing Reference is right up. Shout out Racing Reference. Well, Parker, man, this has been a blast. I
Oh,
appreciate you joining, coming on. Like I said, tons of New England fans that are subscribe to this channel, that watch this show, that just kind of bet with us. So we'll be rooting for you, man. That is for
Thank you.
sure. I got a
Thank
new
you.
driver to root with. Anything you want to plug before
No,
we head out?
I don't think so. Just my name, Parker Retzlaff, on all social medias, and thank you for this. This was a very fun interview. So thank you.
Awesome. Awesome, man. Thanks for doing this. And like I said, for everybody, this week we've got the Clash bets that are live, so make sure you watch that video. And then also, of course, Tuesday will be the Daytona 500 betting previews. Actually, not this Tuesday, it'll be the following Tuesday because we got a week off with the Super Bowl. So the following Tuesday, that is where you can check out, of course, the true first points paying race where we go through all of the bets for the Daytona 500. Once again, thank you to Parker Retzlaff, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you very much.